I work hard, and I try to be accurate in my taxes. And when I finish, it's a thick stack, and I don't know if it's accurate.
Well, you have accountants doing it, right?
Of course I do, and I pay the accountants, and I ask them to explain it to me.
And when they do, what do they tell you? We think this is accurate?
They do. They say we think it's accurate. But it's inexcusable in the United States of America, in the year 2014, that the American people are not capable of understanding their taxes, and I'm not, nor is my wife.
All right, within seconds of that interview airing, Donald Rumsfeld was audited. No. But I'm thinking to myself, that was one of the most powerful men on the planet, and if he can't figure out his taxes and his SWAT team of accountants can't figure out their taxes, what does that say about the present tax code? Back with Kate Rogers, John Layfield, Tracy Byrnes. Tracy?
It makes my head want to pop off, Neil, because we have policymakers who don't know the difference between a credit and a deduction, writing policy on taxes, and then they just go to the IRS and say, here, figure out how to implement this. The tax code is a book of favors in order to get lobbyists and policymakers to vote. It should be junked, and we should start over. But no one has the spine to do that in Washington.
But when people don't even know what they're filling out, and no two accountants can seem to agree on what they're writing out.
Because there's so many loopholes in the book.
What do you think?
I think it's very scary, but I feel Donald's pain because I don't feel comfortable doing my taxes, and I have a very simple tax form. But I find it.
You have someone do it?
Of course, I have someone do it. Yeah.
What?
You have people.
You have to empower yourself. See, this is the problem. More people have to empower themselves.
I'm too scared to do it.
You know what you're doing.
I'm too scared to mess up, Tracy. I'll call you next year.
This is the problem. The IRS hangs over your head like death, the grim reaper coming at you.
By the way, IRS, if you're watching, that's what she's saying. I think you're just fine the way you are. Layfield.
Look, I agree with Tracy. It's 70,000 plus pages of political favors and loopholes. The only one that pays the rates that you're supposed to pay are people without money or influence. That's who pays the corporate tax rate. That's who pays the personal income tax rate. This has been decades in the making, and nobody has the backbone
ignorance is no defense, right? I mean, if you didn't know a certain proviso or rule or measure, you're burned, right, Tracy?
Yeah, and that's the worst part. You can pay someone to do your return, but if you sign it, it's all
your responsibility.
It's all
your responsibility. All right, switching gears here, guys. You probably see the cable bills are rising, but the irony is that of almost 200 channels, most Americans generally watch anywhere from 10 to 17 of them. Now, blessedly, Fox Business is on that must-watch list. But I'm telling you, Kate, you got to worry.
You do have to worry. And back 5 years ago, when we only had about 60 channels on average, we were still just watching the same 17. But I have to admit, I'm again part of the problem because I love my Netflix and I watch it on my iPad. And aside from Fox Business and Fox News, I'm pretty much only watching my TV on there.
I'm thinking for the Netflix and all these other offerings, Amazon Video and all of that, that's music to their ears.
It should be. And if it were not my job, I'd drop my cable bill because I'm the only one that watches it in my house. Even my son now.
Wait.
I have 3 kids. They don't. Come on.
No Fox Business?
No, I try. I really do. All they do is they tell me that my hair is out of place, and then they change the channel.
They change the channel.
That's what they do.
All right, Layfield?
Look, I'm with everybody. I love Frank Underwood and House of Cards. I bought Netflix just for that, and that's what people are doing nowadays. If I was a content distributor, I would be significantly worried right now.
All right, but the problem is that the cable companies themselves might have created their own funeral, right? But they've made it so costly, so prohibitive. A lot of people are saying, we don't need this.
And you see Netflix, like John brought up with House of Cards, that's a runaway hit. So if other content providers are seeing Netflix doing great business because of this, why not take a stab at it themselves?
What's interesting is not just young people like yourself are doing that, though. We used to have a thing to a rigid schedule. And this is going to be on at 8 p.m., this is going to be on at 9 p.m. Now you can download all this stuff or see what you want, when you want, what you want. And that's going now across all generations.
Right. I mean, it used to be an event. I remember in college, could not wait to watch Cheers. But now you don't have to. You can binge watch it on Saturday when you have nothing.
I know. When I was in college, it was a bonanza. But I know what you're saying. Layfield, where are we going with this?
I love bonanza, by the way. I think we're going to.
I'm talking the series, but go ahead.
Yeah, I am too, actually. I think we're going to a la carte pricing, and I think we're going to show pricing. And you can buy certain shows now for $1.99 on iTunes, and I think that's where a lot of people are going, and why a lot of this cut the cord movement is starting to spread everywhere.
All right, now folks at home, just a reminder, you can cut anything you want here, but you don't want to cut your link to moi. I mean, despite what my guest said.